bad weather squarely in the forecast this afternoon in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. This will be fielded inside the 5. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Check, man. Ready?
Drive begins with a carry by Davis Price. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the visiting Niners who won that ball game, so they'll look to make it a clean sweep here at home in Santa Clara. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another touch for Davis Price. Room here to run. And he will take this all the way down to the Cardinals' 24. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Not sure exactly what he saw that made him decide to hand it off, but a great decision and a fantastic run.
From our vantage point, what he saw was a defense that got out of its lanes, got out of its gaps, and they were pretty much running to the quarterback, viewing him as the bigger threat. And look at that wide open space. And he rumbled for big-time yardage.
Davis Price on 1st and 10. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. The Niners had 5 and 11 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
2nd down, here's Davis Price. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now this defense for the Cardinals, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
Now 1st and 10 at the 11. Davis Price up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Ready.
2nd down, and again it's Davis Price. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Davis Price will try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Okay, ready?
And they'll go for it. Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. He's at the 50. 30. 10. And they will score. It's a pick-6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there. Turned it all around. Big moment.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And you wonder, I mean, is it even possible, especially for the quarterback, to mentally reset after that quick of a turnaround?
Well, we're certainly going to find out, aren't we? Because that play will stay in your mind, but somehow you have to compartmentalize, put it aside, pick yourself up, and get moving in the right direction. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
And cycle.
The Lance going to throw. Pass incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Lance. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Ready?
They'll give this to Davis Price running right. He'll take this to the 46. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Ready.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Lance. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Murray to Moore for the Cardinal first.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. Final 30 seconds in this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Right back to Connor here on first. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Murray. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's complete left side to Gray. And he is going to have a Niners first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Smith, red. Hey, full fury. Ready?
On the counter, Davis Price. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go ultra. Ready.
First down, and they go right back to Davis Price. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
97.
Lance looking to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gray. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 44-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. Tackle made there by Budda Baker. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Here we go.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
Ready.
2nd down, and again it's Davis Price. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped it. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And Lance now to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cards are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. After the turnover, here's Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Finds his running back, James Conner. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Rondale Moore, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Cardinals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
He'll get this into the hands of Aiyuk. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Thompson picks it. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown, 60 yards. And the Cards are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Prater on to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Cardinals 21, 49ers nothing. Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Ready, set.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Lance. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Throwing on first down is Murray. And this one too low. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play fake. Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now Murray off play action. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Touchdown, Cardinals!
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They'd done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Open man is Ayuk, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That third down conversion good for 23. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Lance again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marco Wilson. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just so quick, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Again, it'll be Connor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cardinals open the lead up to 34-0. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at the 40. Drive starts with a run by Davis Price. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Simmons, boy, he can move all over the field. And he gets a tackle for loss there. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Lance to throw it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Now Lance. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing a 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized. Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Lance. And now here is another interception. Jalen Thompson picks it. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. He'll start the drive with a give to Connor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. Marquise Brown, 54 yards. And the Cardinals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Now Prater to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cardinals are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. The former ASU Sun Devil, Eno Benjamin with it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Here's Andy Lee now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long, had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Let's go.
2nd and 11. Back to throw again. And now here is another interception. And the Cards are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. They'll run again with Benjamin. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 23. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter and a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready?
Delant's going to throw. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Little pressure. Ball right.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one in the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Gold with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. Oh, I think the Niners got it back. Yes, San Fran recovers. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance.
And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Ready.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here's Lance. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
One final try now for Lance. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both.